Yo, what's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Turtles Love Pizza. This is the podcast where we go over everything to do with the Ninja Turtles, be it the comic books, the movies, or the TV shows, or any of their affiliate comic books. This is Steven.
And this is Andrew.
What's up, Andrew?
What's up, Steven?
Not much, but as you guys all know, let's start off by talking about this week's news and purchases. What'd you
All
get?
right, so I got a lot of stuff in this week, actually. Starting off with my Halloween T-shirt. I forgot where I bought it from, but it has all four turtles as like the Universal monsters. We have Leo as Dracula. No, we have Donnie as Dracula.
Mm-hmm.
We have Leo as the
Wolf.
Wolfman,
Yeah.
Mikey as Frankenstein, and Raph as the Mummy. It is
Mm-hmm.
an amazing shirt. I'm gonna wear it actually this weekend at Bedrock City Con.
Oh, that's awesome.
It's,
Yeah.
it's October, might as well.
Yeah.
And then I got my Archie comic Slash, which, in my opinion, is the best Slash out there.
Right.
Whether it's Super Seven, whether it's the Toon version from NECA, whether it's the original Slash, like this is my favorite one.
Why?
He just looks so cool. Like and he's got like the huge size. It's a legit Slash.
Okay. Wait,
And
can
then
can you remind me about Slash? Like what's he from and like is he a bad
Slash
guy?
was in the cartoons. He's like a good guy, bad guy kind of thing. I think he's mostly a good guy. He's like a misunderstood turtle, not the
Oh,
brightest turtle in the pond, but yeah,
okay. So he's like Bizarro.
yeah, he's kind of like a Bizarro turtle.
Okay. All right. Keep going.
And then I went to Five Below this weekend as well, and I picked up these two construction sets. One is Mikey and a pizza parlor, and the other
Oh,
is Raph with a skate deck.
right.
And so, yeah, they had like all these Nickelodeon ones. They had SpongeBob ones, stuff like that. But they had two turtle ones. So I had Raph and Mikey. I'm looking for Leo and Donnie. I don't know if
Mhm.
they have them. Hopefully, they will eventually.
Yeah.
And $5 each, not too bad.
Oh, that's it?
Yeah,
Oh, cuz when you were telling me Five Below, I was like, I don't even know what that is. And then I looked it up and there's a couple of locations here, so I might stop by and buy
yeah.
myself some.
So the whole point of the name Five Below is everything's like $5 and below.
Yeah, so okay, I gotcha.
Yeah.
But you know
Although
me.
they do sell some other higher priced items
Oh,
now.
really?
Yeah.
Did
And then the last thing I
Yeah.
got was my Samurai Leonardo and a Krang from Super 7. Those came in and they are looking amazing. So,
Actually, I really like the Krang. I thought that
yeah,
looked
the
really
Krang
cool.
really looks cool. And then, I love the Samurai Leo because, he's the best. And also, I joined the Kevin Eastman's fan club and I got my little swag from them as well.
Me
I
too?
got two comics drawn by that he did the covers for, the
Yeah.
variants. And then they gave me a little um, what's it called? Trading card from the original cartoon. I
Mhm.
got my membership badge. I got a Kevin Eastman Studios sticker, I think, and
Yeah.
the postcard. So yeah, not too bad.
That's pretty cool. Okay, so when you signed up, how long did it take for you to get your swag?
Like a week.
Damn. Okay, so right when you told me you signed up, I asked my wife and she said okay, so I immediately signed up. So I'm waiting for the swag and I want to see like if we get the same thing.
All right.
Cuz it'd be cool if we got like different things, but like if it's the same thing, it's still pretty cool.
Yeah.
Um
Well, it's not like we're sharing these things, so.
yeah, exactly. So I don't know if I told you, but like last week, and this is after we recorded, but I found this deck of cards with Ninja Turtles, and it's missing so many cards, but it's really dope. Like you see right here, this is the Queen, and I think it's Raph eating some pizza. So yeah, it was really fun. I found that. I joined the Kevin Eastman as well. And as for Ninja Turtles, I think some news popped up about the movie, no?
Did they?
Yeah, I feel like we were gonna talk about something and we were texting each other, and now I have to
There
look
was
back at the.
the Colin and Casey Joe start writing a live action Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movie.
Yeah, that's exactly what that was. So yeah, going back to the movie universe, I think we were kind of talking about it, and I asked you, how do you feel that they're making a live action one on top of the cartoon? Yeah, what do you think?
I don't really know. I'm not sure how I feel about it because it's like it's a lot of turtles,
Yeah.
which for us is great, but in terms of the overall brand, I'm not sure if that's the best strategy at the moment.
Do you think it'll cannibalize each other?
Well, I mean, they can just space them. I mean, like the Avengers and Marvel do their movies like constantly, right?
Yeah.
So as long as you space them out enough and make them different enough that people want to see both, it should be fine, right?
Yeah, I agree.
But like I've seen Colin Jost on SNL and what he writes, and
Yeah.
it's okay, but I don't have
Okay.
high hopes.
And then well, his brother, the other whatever their names are, they he's an impractical joker or something, right?
Something like that. Which, like, it's like all the slapstick stuff, which is fine, but can they write like a good story?
Yeah, I agree. And then I kind of want to piggyback off of something that you said last week in terms of Seth Rogen, and he did have one flop called Green Hornet, which I enjoyed a lot. Like
Green
that
Hornet wasn't a flop. I will
was
say
it?
that it was a good movie.
I liked it. I liked
I
it.
liked
Yeah,
it too. It just wasn't.
what they
It
expected.
wasn't the formula for a superhero movie, and so people didn't like follow it.
Ah, I see. I see. So, do you think like if it came out now, do you think people would enjoy it a lot more?
No, I don't think so.
So it's like a niche. Like he kind of went with the niche market, especially
I
with the
I think
character.
this would be a great like HBO Max movie.
Ah, or a
That kind of
miniseries.
yeah, something like that. I don't think
Yeah,
it's just the whole character and everything really isn't meant for now this kind of big screen. Because
yeah,
right now everything has to be over the top, larger than life, all that stuff.
right,
I feel like this is a smaller kind of contained story,
right,
and it would be great like on an HBO Max or even a Netflix movie, that kind of stuff. It would do
yeah.
fairly well.
So I don't know. Yeah, in terms of a live action Ninja Turtle movie, I feel like if they do it, don't do Michael Bay. Like don't do 3D like
Oh,
CG
please don't.
turtles.
Oh my
Yeah, right?
goodness.
Like cuz
And
those
so
guys, they were way too big.
they were huge and they looked ugly. Like that was
Yeah.
like they were ugly beasts.
Yeah. I
Like they were
agree.
not pretty
And
characters at all. And I'm not saying you need pretty turtles, but you need something you can look at.
yeah, I agree. And then on top of that, they didn't look like teenagers. I
They did not. They just
Yeah,
looked like steroided weightlifters.
exactly. They except for maybe Michelangelo, but yeah, if they do it, I really well, how do you feel about them bringing back like padded costumes?
I think it'd be fun. I'm sure like the technologies like look at the Predator. The Predator is
Oh,
still a practical effect, right?
right, right.
And he looks amazing. Like you watched Prey, right?
I haven't watched Prey yet
You
though.
should watch Prey. Prey was really good, but the Predator they have on there, like it's a
Hmm.
dude in a costume, and he
Right.
looks amazing.
Yeah.
Even like Marvel when they did Werewolf by Night this time, they didn't
Oh,
CGI the characters, right? So like
really?
Man Thing is actually they built a Man Thing. There's a costume. It's
Oh,
not a
wow.
CGI Man Thing.
So
Same
they're
thing with when he transforms into a werewolf, like he's actually in makeup as a werewolf.
really that's pretty dope actually.
Yeah. So
I
Werewolf by Night, like it really is good. You should watch it. It's not scary, so you don't have to worry too much about that. It's very much like a B movie vibes. It's in black and white. It's really good.
well, what is it? Is it like an action movie or how does
Yeah,
it
it's
work?
it's like a little action special. It's only like an hour long,
Yeah.
and it's the story's pretty basic. It's I think Jason Blood died, and they're trying to like basically pick his successor and who's going to wield his like supernatural stone. And so they're all like in a hunt to get the beast.
Oh, wow. Okay. Well, I mean, I guess I could check it out. It's if it's only an hour, I'm okay.
Yeah, and it's not your typical Marvel stuff that you hate.
Yeah,
So
if it's like way too much CGI, I automatically like tune out unless it's like a cartoon.
Yeah, I mean, there's obviously some going to be some CGI into it, but I
Yeah.
think it's done well and it's done minimalistically.
And there's no like MCU stuff behind it or anything, is
Yeah,
there?
like you don't really have to like worry about what's going on with Iron Man right now or Spider Man or
Or
Doctor Strange.
like the Vision or like Scarlet Witch or anyone,
No, like you don't have
right?
to worry. No, this is like a self-contained kind of story. I'm
Awesome.
sure it'll like bleed into like Blade or something later on down the road, but for now, it's just like its own story.
Well, then another thing, I think Blade was delayed, and I think they have to choose a new director on that. But
Yeah,
that's
their director
beside the
stepped
point.
down.
But I think another thing that I read recently was that the animated movie by Jeff Rowe, it's gonna be like really dope in terms of the animation. Like they're using technology that's very similar to Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. And I
Okay.
think both you and I can agree that movie is one of the best. It's my favorite Spider-Man movie ever.
Oh, it was an amazing movie. They did
Yeah,
such a good job. Animation, the voice acting, the
yeah,
action, this plot. They did an amazing job, especially
yeah.
introducing Miles Morales
Hmm.
as like this kid that needs to learn how to be Spider-Man.
Yeah, and just like the animation, voice work, story, I think that's the most important thing. The character was so well rounded with this team. That's the way they got to do it, man.
Yeah, I was watching a YouTube clip about Into the Spider Verse and the animation style in it, and how a lot of studios were not willing to go in that direction
Yeah,
because most CGI like cartoon movies look like Pixar movies. Like
yeah,
they want to keep that clean, realistic, but also cartoony sort of look,
yeah.
and they kind of broke that mold and they're like, no, we're not doing that.
Right. I completely agree, and like I'm glad that they did that because there are so many scenes that you can take out of that movie and just have it as like a poster, or
Yeah,
just like a frame. It's so amazing. So I'm glad Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles is kind of going in that direction. And on top of that, that film was also like such a good teen movie, right?
yeah,
Like Miles Morales is a teenager. We got 14 teenagers in this one, so I'm really excited in the direction that they're going pretty much.
yeah. I hope it sticks the landing.
Yeah, me too. We got to go watch it on the same day. Like I'll call you and I'll be like, "All right, man, I'm going right now. You better head over to the theater. It'll be a date."
Let's not call it that.
All right. Anyways, okay. So we've talked about that. Let's move on to our feature presentation. Batman Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, issue number 5, written by James Tynion and drawn by Freddie Williams. Andrew, can you give us a quick breakdown of the plot?
Okay, so just being forewarned, this is not my favorite one. It was kind of a boring episode. That's all I'm saying. Anyways,
Yeah.
um, Batman. Oh, so Jim Gordon has put on the bat signal. Batman shows up, introduces the turtles to Jim, and then here comes Penguin saying, "Hey, I want to help you guys out. Shredder's going to kill me." So Batman's like, "Yeah, let's do this." But then Leo starts suffering the effects of the retro mutagen, and
Hmm.
then we flash over to the Batcave where Donnie and Mikey are just playing video games, pony racers. Casey's like, "Hey, what are y'all just doing sitting around?" So this is like what gets me is like if all your characters are complaining that you're just sitting around doing nothing, like you're making fun of your own plot basically, and
Yeah,
like there's a problem.
I
Anyway,
agree. And then on top of that, oh, we'll get into it. Keep
yeah,
going. Keep going.
and then Damien shows up. He's like, "What are you doing here?" He is kicking some butt. And then in comes Batman to save the day, stand down to Damien.
Hmm.
And then they're bringing in Leo, who's all sick, and they're trying to get him better. And basically, as Casey put it, like they have like a week or something, and they have a chance to go home with a slingshot. But if they do that, they're gonna leave Shredder in Gotham. But Batman's like, I can take care of it.
Yeah.
And then they're going to unleash the Intimidator suit. So Batman and Robin get to work, and they're headed over to Arkham.
Yep.
But little do they know they're being double crossed by Penguin, who has now been turned into an actual penguin.
Yep.
And then we have the big reveal that all the Arkham inmates have now been transformed into mutants, and yeah, which I think some of them make sense, some of them don't make so much sense, especially
Um
two.
yeah, we can get into that in a moment, but yeah, why don't we get into the what we do like before we before you get critical about this. Yeah, what did you like about this issue?
Um,
Try your best.
I
Stay
liked
positive.
the last page.
Okay. Yeah, where all the villains are revealed. Is it the
Yep.
splash page? Okay.
Yeah,
All right, what else?
that's about it.
Oh my god. Okay, really quick before we start being very critical about this, I'll mention a couple things that I enjoyed about this issue. I
Okay, well,
did.
I will
Yeah.
say, like, the fight with Damien does look cool,
Okay, I was I was just about to say that, but thank you.
but it's like a meaningless fight. That's why it doesn't really get high marks for me. It like it's drawn very well. Like it's very dynamic. It
Right.
looks awesome, but it's a pointless fight.
Okay, well, as we mentioned previously, Freddie Williams is always going to be the MVP of this book. Like, I don't know about whichever issue James Tynion has written so far that you've been okay with. Maybe the first and the second issue, I think,
Yeah,
and I was okay with those two. Um, but yeah, I what I will say is I enjoyed the fight, and it is pointless, but at the same time, it is kind of like a comic book trope of having someone show up and not realize who the other people are in the cave, and then they have to fight, only to be brought together at the end. So it is a trope. I kind of enjoyed it, and that's page 86 through page 89, and Damien is doing he's getting, like, he's knocking him out pretty well. Like,
yeah.
I almost feel like Michelangelo and Donatello need a little more training rather than playing pony riders. That's for sure.
And even Casey gets his butt kicked.
Does Casey fight? Oh, you're right. Like, Casey just well, Casey's kind of a dick because he's kind of like playing with Damien's hair, and it's like, oh, look at this little kid, and then and
Then he
then
gets flipped.
yeah, Damien flips him. But one of the things I want to bring up really quick is, remember last issue where I was like, okay, how did Casey Jones get here? How did he know to bring the canisters? And guess what? It's all in this issue, all done through dialogue.
Yep.
And it's a lot, dude. I'm telling you, like, these guys talk way too much. You could have, honestly, you could have done like a flashback of from last, like, you could have done some panels last issue showing Casey coming over and being informed by whoever's informing him of the situation. Like, you didn't have to do this.
Yep.
And a couple other things, I felt like James Gordon was a little, I liked him in this comic, but he definitely talks a little more than he usually does. And then another thing, I don't know why Batman would bring the Ninja Turtles with him to meet Gordon.
Yeah, it makes no sense. And then Gordon's
Yeah.
just complaining the entire time.
Yeah.
Like it's like, and then Harold. Like I had to Google who Harold was.
So who is Harold?
Harold, according to Turtlepedia, is Harold Vilja. He is,
Scientist, right?
yeah, he's a scientist from the IDW comics and a frenemy of Donatello. He's the
Okay.
creator of the anti-gravity gun. But it's such a deep cut. Like
Yeah.
who knows who Harold Vilja is? Like
I
I don't know who this person is.
I do, but it's only because I've read the IDW. Like, I kind of know who he is, but if you don't read the IDW run, yeah, you won't know.
But like these turtles aren't even the IDW turtles.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. They do not look like them. I
Like
would
it would
agree with you. Like, choose someone that's more familiar. Maybe
Like
Fugitoid.
Professor Honeycutt, like that works. Fugitoid,
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
Because
I
he's
agree.
like in the original cartoon, he's in the original comic, like he's in all the iterations as well. Like he's someone that's well known.
Right. I agree. Okay, so I already feel a bit of tension from you. So just get down to it. Get down to brass taxes, man. What's going on? Why didn't you like this one as much?
I mean, nothing really happened. It felt like I felt like the turtles just sitting around in the bat cave doing nothing.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
it just really like you keep raising these stakes and everything, and now you're isolating Batman and Robin. But I feel like you could have done more, especially in the penultimate issue. Like you could have done more.
Yeah, I and the fact that they leave a fight between Damien and the Turtles and Casey, they make that like 5 pages. I feel
Yeah,
like there was not that much content. You know what I
like he
mean?
did not plot this out well.
Yeah. Like, would you have rather seen Robin show up earlier or just not show up at all, right?
I mean, I'm fine with Robin showing up, yeah, but maybe a little bit earlier or like have more purpose than just to, like, what are you doing in my house kind of thing.
Yeah, because I think from the first and the second issue, Alfred is kind of like, hey, by the way, your parents' anniversary of their death is coming up. Shouldn't you spend time with your son? You know?
Yeah.
So he's already planted the seed, but like, why wait till the penultimate issue, like the fifth issue, before the finale to explain that here's the son? You know, other than the fact that they're just saying, oh, by the way, Damien's been looking at the League of Assassins. Like,
Yeah, why is Damien playing video games? He's complaining they connected his Q box to the Bat computer, and I'm just like,
well,
when does Damien have time to play video games?
Well, to be honest, in the New 52, he does play video games. And prior to that, like he played video games with Dick Grayson when he was Batman for a little time. But it's not. It's like a dime a dozen in all the issues because Damien is very like committed
Yeah,
to like his role. You know,
but like, why is he like all pissed off? Like, you connected my Q box to the Bat computer.
Dude.
Like,
That's
this is
because he's a prideful young man. Like he didn't
no, but
even think about it.
it's like it's so stupid. Like all these little things, like it just seems like a waste.
So it kind of, yeah, it kind of adds up, right, for you.
Like it just for me, it just felt like he didn't know what to do, so he's just throwing in all this random crap in here just to like pad it out.
Yeah, and again, it's just like super expository dump all the time, except when they fight.
Yeah,
Although I do feel really bad for Leo, why did why did it have to be Leo? Why couldn't it be Splinter? Because Splinter's not gonna fight.
yeah,
I mean, Splinter does fight in all these issues, but like I feel like Splinter should always be on the background, right? He shouldn't be in the forefront, like always fighting the turtles fights,
yeah,
you know? Unless he just shows up at the end, like in the movie, and finishes Shredder, like at the end of the first movie. But yeah, I think we're not too far apart, but I'm a little more positive on this one.
do you want to comment on the mutations of the villains?
Okay, let's do it. All right.
Um,
Which ones do you like? Which ones do you not like?
let's see. I like Bane as an elephant. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Mr. Freeze as a polar bear. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Um,
Poison
what
Ivy as a praying mantis does not make sense
That
to
makes no
me.
sense.
Yeah.
Joker as a snake also does not make sense.
Yeah. Why wouldn't it be like a hyena?
Yeah, I mean that would have made a lot more sense, right?
Yeah.
Or Two Face as like this baboon. Like I don't understand why he's a
Yeah.
baboon.
Mad
Uh,
Hatter makes sense because he's the
Mad
hair.
Hatter.
Yeah.
It looks like Riddler is like a fox or a raccoon.
Yeah.
I guess that's
I
okay.
I guess that's
Penguin's obviously
okay.
a penguin.
Scarecrow is the
Scarecrow is a
crow.
crow.
Yeah.
And then what's the
The
name of the guy with the
ventriloquist.
ventriloquist? He's a parrot, which I guess that makes sense.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I don't understand the Poison Ivy one. That made no sense to me. Joker also didn't make sense, and Two Face didn't.
I do like the polar bear, Mister Freeze. That looks pretty dope.
It does.
Yeah. Um. But yeah. Okay. If you're to do Riddler, I think raccoon makes sense. But what else could there be?
An owl.
Ooh, kind of like a wise.
Yeah.
Yeah, there are not that many birds except for the parrot.
Yeah.
Okay, poison ivy. What would you have done?
Why can't she just be a plant?
Well, then what's she gonna do? She's gonna be like stuck there.
I don't know. It's a mutant plant that can like walk around. Like I don't
Okay.
understand why it's like or something that's more closely tied to like a bee or something. I don't know. Like I feel like
Oh.
they just picked like a green animal and that's what they did.
Yeah, something they chose a creature that can meld in with the plants.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I see what you mean. All right, well, enough about. Okay, hold on. For Bane, I think they could have went with another animal though.
Like a gorilla.
Oh, that's a really good one. I was think, I was gonna be like, I was thinking a rhino, but of course there's Bebop.
Yeah.
So yeah. Okay, cool. All right, let's get into it. Pizza slices. How many are you giving this one?
I'll give it a 2.
Wow. Okay. All right. Well, I'm 3 this time. I okay. You've already mentioned why you gave it a 2. I'm pretty much giving it a 3 because I think the Robin fight gives it a slight pass.
Yeah,
But
that's why I got a 2.
really?
Yeah. If it weren't for that Robin fight, this probably would have got a 1.
Oh yeah, because you were like, there's no reason to have it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. For me, I think it was just like all these issues have had so much exposition that I was like, all right, a good fight.
And it's pretty obvious Penguin's going to double cross them. I mean,
Yeah, it's the Penguin. Yeah, I completely agree. All right, next up, we're talking about the rise of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and we are doing episode 18, correct?
is it 18? Yeah, 18.
Yeah, I believe so because I just rewatched it like during work. I'm not
Wow.
going to cut
So
that
you're
out.
not working?
I'm
You're
not
not
cutting that
working.
out because I have
You're,
no shame.
I guess
I'm
you hate your
joking.
job.
Um, but yes, it is episode 18, and I will cut that out. And episode 18 has 2 segments. The first one is Operation Normal, and the second segment is called Sparring Partner. So let me give you the Netflix breakdown of these 2 stories. Number 1, Operation Normal. Leo and Donnie help April enjoy a quiet day with a new friend. And then segment 2, Sparring Partner. Raph forms a secret bond with a new sparring partner. All right, cool. So let's dive into it. Andrew, which one did you enjoy the most?
I liked Operation Normal more.
And I will concur with you there.
Okay.
So let's get into Operation Normal just a little more. So basically, what's going on in this episode is April and the Turtles, mainly Leo and Donnie, they go to Senora Hueso's pizza parlor, and April's like, dude, why can't we ever just have like normal pizza? So she's like, screw all this, I'm going to school, right? And then she meets this new girl. I don't remember her name. It was like Sunita, I think. And she thinks this girl is absolutely normal. So throughout the rest of the episode, Donnie and Leo are trying to make sure that April can have a non weird friend date. But for some reason, the foot is following April around, so they think. And at the end of the episode, you find out Sunita is actually a yokai, and she has these special boots that are actually meant to be Shredder's armor. So that's what the Foot Clan were after. You want to add anything?
And then Sunita is the daughter of Exploding Frankie.
Oh, who was at the very beginning of the episode?
Yeah.
Okay, all right. So What did you like? Why did you like this one more?
I like this. Just it was a fun April episode, which I
Yeah.
thought was good. It was nice to see like April wanting to be normal,
Yeah.
and then at the end, like her normal is still no one else is normal.
Exactly. Yeah.
I like the introduction of Sunita. I think it was a fun little character to add in. Hopefully, she comes back for some more adventures with April.
Yep.
And it was a good kind of what's it misdirection with the foot, thinking they were after April.
Yeah. I agree.
So yeah, I thought it was a fun episode, and then we get to further the Shredder plot a little bit as well. So
Yeah, and I definitely like these episodes, especially with the smaller cast. Like you have Leo, Donnie, and of course April is the highlight point of this episode. And she's just so quirky and she's just so
yeah,
fun, you know? And I think my favorite part of this episode is the laser tag and how intense she is with
oh
it.
yeah,
And
laser
it
tag is fun. I miss playing laser tag actually.
I do too. Like I feel like we haven't been since college. I don't
No,
know. Did we
I've
ever
been a
go
few
together?
times. I don't know if I ever gone with you. Like, so I used to do it a lot in high school, and then there's a laser tag place not too far from my house now. It's got like the largest indoor laser tag course in the U.S. actually.
Wow.
So, my friends and I used to go back when we were all single and having fun. Now we're all like married.
The moves that she's doing in laser tag, they're actually like pretty prohibited. You're not supposed to
Yeah,
be like jumping around and shit. But at the same time, we all did it because laser tag's in the dark. So
yeah, no one's gonna see you.
yeah. I got my nose broken in laser tag, but it was my fault.
I believe everything is your fault. So
Yeah. Thank you, sir. Okay, next up, sparring partner. So let me
yeah,
get
this
into it a little bit more. During this episode, Raph seems to be a little off with his brothers. Instead, he would rather go into like training mode without them. And it turns out he's training with a new sparring partner who's one of the Foot Clan's like paper mache dudes, right? What are they
yeah,
called? Paper soldiers,
origami.
origami soldiers. So, but it's kind of like a bizarro origami soldier because Raph just like put together a bunch of the paper slabs, and the sparring partner is kind of slow in the brains. But
Yes, Frankenfoot is what they call him.
what do they call him?
Frankenfoot.
Yeah, Frankenfoot. He's so funny, and it's you know what like I really like these two episodes. This is kind of on par with Baxter Stockboy for me actually. And I'll tell you why I really like a sparring partner. It's the end when they come together and they help fight for Frankenfoot.
Yeah,
And then the end is just Leo is like, "Hey, welcome to the family. Let's get that red bandana." And then they all tackle Raph, and it's just really wholesome that all four brothers and Frankenfoot are just hugging each other and going for the bandana. So that's what I really enjoyed about this episode. What about you?
yeah, I liked it. At first, I was kind of like, "What is this?"
Yeah,
But it definitely grew on me. Like Frankenfoot really grew on me as a character,
yeah,
even though his only words like "buddy,
yeah.
buddy," and he's voiced by Rob Paulson, which is awesome.
Was he really?
Yeah,
Oh, wow. Rob Paulson is a legend. Like he did
yeah,
Donatello in the 2012 one.
yeah. He also did Raphael, I believe. Yeah, Raphael
Oh, in the
in the
first one.
original
Yeah.
cartoon. Yeah.
And
So
he's
Rob,
is he Pinky or the Brain?
I think he's Pinky. He's also Yakko.
Oh, yeah. Dude, he's just the best.
Yeah,
Too bad he only gets one word in this episode.
yeah.
But
But it was
overall,
he also was one of the foot soldiers.
in this one,
Yeah, he's the foot lieutenant, the short guy.
oh, are you serious? The one
Yeah,
with oh, wow. Actually, I couldn't tell.
yeah. I mean, he's a great voice actor. So
Yeah, normally he has a very distinctive voice. Like his Donatello sounds like his Raph.
yeah,
Similar. But like, yeah, that's really awesome. All right, man. Let's do the pizza slices. What do you give them?
For both episodes together, I give it a 4.
I I give it a 4 too. It's not yet at that 5, but yeah, I give it a 4. And man, it's really hard. I give them both 4s. All right, guys. So next episode, we will be going over the final issue of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and Batman. Oh wait, Batman Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles issue number 6, and we will be watching Rise of the TMNT episode 19. So join us next time, and we'll talk to you guys then. All
Yep.
right, bye.
See ya.
Cowabunga.